Watching out for you. It's been about 2 weeks since the state discovered the first case of a new COVID-19 variant, B.1.1.7, making it the first in the nation as well.
Yeah, and while there are only 4 cases in Colorado right now, there are still many questions surrounding it. How do they test for it, and will the vaccine protect you against it?
We spoke with the state public health department to get the answers in this News 5 deep dive. It's at that point of the pandemic where many may think, not now. But as we work to get through COVID-19, there's another variant, this one considered more contagious than the first. Here are the facts to know right off the top. The variant was discovered in the UK and is considered to spread more rapidly than the original. But keep in mind, right now there are 4 confirmed cases in Colorado and about 70 cases nationwide. And this variant showing up isn't something that's uncommon.
Viruses mutate all the time, and this may not be the only variant we talk about.
Emily Travanti, the scientific director of the state's public health lab, says the type of test being run is what helped discover the variant was here in the state, and for that matter, the country.
If you're getting a COVID test, the most important question is, does someone, yes, no, have COVID? And so that is the result that is turned around right away.
And if you get a COVID-19 test, this is what they're going to look for to determine if you may have the variant. So this is what the virus looks like. And they're testing for 3 parts of the virus's genetic material: the N and the ORF1ab, and also the spike protein. And this is really what's key to determining if you may have the variant. Because if there's strong signals for both the N and the ORF1ab, but not the S, that's what's known as an S dropout. And then the other steps begin.
Flag it and move it into our sequencing workflow, and we do whole genome sequencing on it to see if we can identify the specific mutations that are associated with the B.1.1.7 variant of concern that was initially reported out of the UK.
Currently, the state's lab is the only lab in the state routinely testing for the variant. Labs that detect the dropout are being asked to send the sample for sequencing. But what if you receive a negative COVID test? Should you worry you could have the variant?
If you have a negative result and you don't have any exposure history and you don't have any symptoms, then you can feel confident in that negative result.
The concern comes if someone has symptoms and tests negative.
We want to look at exactly which test was run and make sure that there isn't any indication that there could be a problem. As of right now, the vast majority of tests will pick up. They'll pick up both the variant as well as any other versions of COVID that are circulating in our communities.
As vaccine distribution gets underway in Colorado, the question over will it protect against the variant is another topic of conversation. Early data indicates yes, both the current approved vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna, will be effective against it.
These vaccines, both of them are mRNA vaccines, and they are both directed against the spike, but they're directed against the entire spike, and we're talking about specific mutations within the spike.